Hey guys, I'm Steff and welcome back to my beauty stash. Today we're going to be trying out the new skin tint from Fenty Beauty. I picked up the EAZE Drop Blurring Skin Tint in store at Sephora and I went with shade 3. I kind of just swatched it on my arm, seemed like a good match. I thought let's go for it. This retails for $29 and you do get 1.08 fluid ounces and this comes in 25 different shades. The reason why they don't have such a large shade range in this particular product is because the shades are very forgiving when you start blending them onto the skin. So I think if maybe you find yourself in between a couple shades, either one you want to go with, maybe just go a little darker since spring and summer are coming out. You might pick up a tan, but I don't think you're going to find the shades to be too far off what you normally buy. So in Fenty Beauty foundations, I usually go for shade 140, but these aren't numbered that way. These are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth. So this is shade 3. I probably could have gone with shade 2 and been fine as well. So if you feel like you're the same skin tone as me, then just know 2 or 3 might work out perfectly for you. I tend to go more for fair to light with neutral or warm undertones, if that helps any of you guys out. This says it's going to provide light to medium coverage, which was actually the selling point for me because I personally didn't plan to pick this up. I felt like last weekend I reviewed a lot of minimalist makeup, which I feel this perfectly fits into that category. I tried the NYX skin tint, I tried the Merit Beauty foundation stick, I tried the 2 foundations from Undone Beauty. So I felt like I had a good collection of minimalist makeup, especially on the foundation side. But I've tried all the other Fenty foundations before, with the exception of the powder foundation, which is definitely something I still want to pick up. So I thought, you know what, we can't skip out on this, and summer is coming up. Who knows, this could be a new holy grail foundation or skin tint that I have in my stash. So I'm looking forward to today's review and tomorrow because it's going to be a 2-day, 10-hour wear test. I do have it on right now. I don't have it on with any primer, powder, or setting spray. I don't even have bronzer or anything. All I did was add, obviously, my eyeshadow, but I did a little bit of the Fenty Freestyle Cheeks Out Cream Blush, and this one is in the shade Fenty Glow. I tried to go with something very neutral, very light, so we can really see how the foundation is going to, how the skin tint is going to wear. Forgive me guys if I call this a foundation. It's a skin tint, but you might hear me refer to it as a foundation just out of habit. I do want to say that this also claims to be humidity and sweat proof. And we are going to test that out today because it is a hot day here in South Texas and we are just all the time humid down here. So we'll really see if those claims hold up. And guys, I did film this look for my Instagram reels. It is using the new Natasha Denona Circo Loco eyeshadow palette. So if you want to see how I got this look, definitely head on over there. Follow me on Instagram. It is at Steff's Beauty Stash. I'd love to have you as a follower. I'm pretty active over there, guys. I'm really into doing Instagram reels, so if you want to follow the fun, head on over to Instagram and see how I created today's look. So let's dive into the day 1 application of this new EAZE Drop Blurring Skin Tint from Fenty Beauty. If you guys want to see how this is going to hold up, how it's going to wear on my 39-year-old normal to oily skin, keep on watching. Alright, so this is how it looks. It's just like a little squeezy tube. So I don't like to squeeze it directly onto my face. I'm going to squeeze some out on the back of my hand. And here's what shade 3 looks like. Obviously very runny, so I'm not going to hold my hand up there too long. I'm going to try and use my fingertips and let's see what kind of a blend we can get. I do have SPF on. I'm wearing it's called the Milk Primer. It's from Beekman 1802. I think I've showed you guys that one before. It's not necessarily, I mean, I don't necessarily treat it as a primer. I just wear it primarily as my SPF. All right, so there's definitely some coverage there. This did say it was going to give us a light to medium coverage. Definitely see the coverage. And I don't actually mind it with my finger. Let me keep going. Just because it is a very liquidy consistency. Is that a word? But it seems to be blending nicely. I'm going to take it up under the eye area. I'm going to do just this right side of my face so we can see the coverage. But yeah, you can definitely see how it covered up some of the redness. Now this does say it's going to be blurring and smoothing, which of course are all things that I want, especially around my nose and around this area right here where I have my larger pores. I don't know. I'm not really one to apply foundation with my fingertips. I mean, you can, but I think I'm about to go in with a damp makeup sponge for this, especially like right here around my nose area. But just know that if you do want to apply it that way, it is blending out nicely with the fingertips. But it's not my preferred way, so I'm going to jump into my Wet n Wild beauty sponge. And I shouldn't have picked up more, but let me try and build it up right here. Wow, that is a very pretty finish. This did say it was going to provide a natural finish. I can definitely see that. And I think it's laying really pretty on my skin. What do you guys think? It did build up in here. Not bad, not bad. And to think I almost didn't get this one. But I seem to be on a minimalist makeup kick lately. From last weekend, I had, what, 3 or 4 videos that all focused around minimalist makeup, and that's exactly what I feel this is aiming to be. It's just a nice skin tint when you don't want to go in with a heavy duty foundation or foundation at all, because this is definitely blurring. I feel like it is smoothing. I mean, you can see the difference in pores and in smoothness and overall texture from the right to the left. Not bad, not bad. All right, and I like the shade. I think the shade is pretty good. I was debating between this shade and shade 2, but I went for this one, shade 3, and I think it's pretty good, especially because the summer's coming up, and I have been wearing self-tanner a little bit more, so I did want to go with something just a little bit darker, and that's why I chose shade 3. Let's jump over here to this other side. I do want to try with a foundation brush, and I'm going to use the BK Beauty 101 brush. Just going to clean it off real quick. All right, so I think this brush blended it out very nicely. It's actually a quicker method of application too, so if you're short on time, the brush might be something you want to go with. I still like, it's just my preferred method, guys, of application for foundation, a damp beauty sponge. I'm going to do just a little bit more because I want to just add a little bit more coverage right in here where I normally would build up. I'm just going to press over everything on this left side. All right, guys, so here's what my skin looks like with this new one from Fenty. This is the EAZE Drop Blurring Skin Tint. What do you guys think? I think it looks really nice. I'm really pleased with the coverage. I think I'm a little bit surprised with the coverage too. I think the shade match is also perfect for me. And I do see the smoothing effect. Like, it feels really nice, feels really lightweight, really comfortable on the skin. It was easy to blend in either with the fingertips or the damp beauty sponge, or even my BK Beauty brush. So, I mean, whatever it is that you prefer, however you prefer to apply your foundation, just stay with that. But just know, if you don't have anything else but your fingertips, you're gonna get a nice blend. Let me go ahead and add a little bit of concealer under my eye area, and I'm gonna use the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Concealer. All right, and now I'm going to add just a little bit of the Fenty Cheeks Out Cream Style Blush, and this one is in the shade Fenty Glow. I love the shade because it's just really natural. It's just a natural flush of color. All right, guys, so this is how the face looks. I am going to do my eye makeup a little bit later, but I will be back later today to give you guys the first check-in. It'll be like a midday check-in with how this new EAZE Drop Skin Tint from Fenty is doing on my 39-year-old normal to oily skin. It does say that it is sweat-proof and humidity-proof, and I live in South Texas. It is about 90 degrees outside, and I am fixing to head outdoors in a couple hours. So we're going to test all that out. So let's see how this new one from Fenty is going to perform. I'll check in with you guys a little bit later. All right, guys, this is 3 hours with the new EAZE Drop Skin Tint from Fenty Beauty. What do you guys think? So far, I think it is wearing very, very nicely. It feels very lightweight. I think the shade match is spot on. I'm sitting right here in front of a window so we can see that natural lighting. I think it looks really nice. I'm really impressed with the finish. It is a natural finish, and the coverage, light to medium coverage. So I'm liking how it looks. I specifically wanted to do this check-in because I am fixing to go outdoors, and it is very hot. It's about 90 degrees. It's humid, and I'm probably gonna sweat, so we're gonna test those claims out over these next few hours. I'll probably take a selfie so you guys can see how it's wearing out there, and then I'll come back inside a few hours later and we'll do our next check-in of the day. All right, guys, this is 6-hour check-in with the new Fenty EAZE Drop Skin Tint. And I just came in from outside. I was outside for about 2.5 hours or so, and this is how my skin was looking. Not as hot of a day as I thought. We were like still in the 80s, but I thought it was going to be like more 90 to 95, and it was more like 80 to 85. So it was actually a really nice day, but I was in the jacuzzi. And I mean, that in itself, you know, is warmth. So I think the skin tint held up pretty well. What do you guys think? I definitely think my skin looks smooth, which it claims to have made it look smooth. It says that it was going to stand up to humidity and to sweat. Don't know that I perspired, but I can definitely account for the humidity part because it most definitely was. And I think my skin looks pretty good. I have a nice little dew going on to my skin, which I absolutely love. It kind of settled a little bit into my smile line right here, but that's not unusual. Most foundations or skin tints, tinted moisturizers do that anyway, but not really bad. Like, it's not extremely noticeable. It's just when I'm looking in a magnifying mirror, I can tell, I can see that. Maybe a little bit around my nose. It's starting to kind of break up a little bit because my natural oils are starting to come through. Didn't powder anywhere. Actually, I did. I put a little bit of powder just under my eye area since I was doing this eye look, but no powder anywhere else. My forehead looks great. I think even through here, and this is my problem area right here, but I think it looks pretty smooth. I'm happy. I'm happy so far. We're 6 hours in. We got 4 more hours to go. So I'll be back a little bit later so we can see how this new EAZE Drop Skin Tint from Fenty Beauty is looking after 10 hours of wear. All right, guys, 10 hours later with the new Fenty Beauty EAZE Drop Skin Tint, and this is what we are looking like. I have to say, I don't feel excessively oily. Like, I think the oil control pretty much is there. I think maybe on my nose, it could be a little bit better, and maybe like right here in the center of my forehead. But I also think it's the light shining on me that's causing it to look a little bit more shiny than what it really is. It feels super lightweight. Like, it feels like I don't have makeup on. The only makeup I feel are like my lashes and my eye makeup right now. But everything looks smooth. Like, it looks pretty good. I will say that I've lost some coverage right here on my nose, and it kind of like got caked up like right in here. And it's just, you know, it's been 10 hours. It's a lightweight foundation or skin tint. So it's definitely showing signs of wear, but I don't think it looks completely
terrible. I have a feeling tomorrow's gonna wear a lot better because I'm gonna be able to set it. I'm gonna be able to use a primer. So I think those things are going to be able to help this wear a little bit longer on my skin type. I am a normal to oily skin type. So I'm looking forward to that. But I will say, for having, you know, been outside for a few hours today, having worn this for the last 10 hours with no touch-ups, no powder, no primer, no anything like that, I think it did an okay job. It's pretty decent, and I do like the coverage. So we'll do another wear test tomorrow, another 10 hours with a full face of makeup. Don't think I will show the application of that process, but I'll definitely do a check-in, like maybe an hour after I apply, and let you know what products that I'm using. But we'll take it from there, guys. We'll see tomorrow how this new EAZE Drop Skin Tint from Fenty Beauty is going to wear and what the final verdict on it is going to be. So stay tuned.
All right, guys, this is day 2 of me wear testing the new skin tint EAZE Drop from Fenty Beauty. How do you think my skin is looking? It's been about 2 hours. It's been 2 hours since I originally applied the skin tint. If you're wondering about the eye look, I used the Uoma Beauty and Coming to America Royal Heritage eyeshadow palette. I do have a dedicated video on this collection. I'll have it linked up above so you guys can check that out. And this look is on my Instagram reels, so definitely head on over there at Steff's Beauty Stash and check out my Instagram. Check out all the reels. I love making Instagram reels. That's my thing right now. But this is how the skin is looking. So I want to quickly share with you guys some of the products that I am wearing as far as like primer, concealer, powder goes. For primer, I went in with the Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. This one does a good job at pore filling and also to help blur the skin. For concealer, I went in with the Fenty. This is the Pro Filt'r Instant Retouch Concealer. This one is in the shade 120. And then for setting powder, I went in with a little bit of the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r powder. This one is in the shade Butter. On the rest of my face, I'm using the same Fenty cream blush from yesterday, the one in Fenty Glow. And then I'm also using like the Fenty Glow highlighter. And I think that's about it. Oh, for setting spray. For setting spray, I went in with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. For bronzer, I am wearing both Fenty bronzers, the powder and the cream. But I will definitely have all those products listed in the description box down below in case you are wondering what else is going on my face. I used a damp beauty sponge, the same one from yesterday, to apply. Everything went on really well. I think everything looks nice. The only issue I have with this right now is that like right here on the sides of my nose, I feel like it settles there and it settles almost immediately. It did that yesterday, and then I thought, well, maybe it was just the sunscreen that I was wearing. So I tried a different sunscreen today. I'm wearing the Tatcha sunscreen, but it did it also again today. It's not bad, and you can only see it when you're like really looking up close, but it is something that I just wanted to mention to you guys, and it's like just right in here. I do have that happen on occasion with foundations. I mean, this is just like, you know, one of the crevices of the face, and product does tend to build up there. So just be aware of that in case you see that happening, you know, around my nose from yesterday and today. That is what was going on. And that was the only like main thing that kind of just popped out at me. Other than that, guys, the coverage is great. The finish is fantastic. I'm hoping I'm going to get a longer wear out of it today, where it's going to look better at the end of the day versus yesterday, since I didn't add any powder or anything like that. So we'll see. I really powdered down my nose. I powdered down my T-zone. So right now I'm loving the way it looks. I'll be back a little bit later to do another check-in, and then of course at the end of the day to give you guys my final thought on the new EAZE Drop Skin Tint from Fenty Beauty.
Midday check-in, guys. This is 5 hours in on day 2 with this new one from Fenty. I think my skin looks really pretty. I think it looks really nice. I think it looks really healthy. I think it has a beautiful glow going on. And I am really enjoying this new EAZE Drop Skin Tint better on day 2, more so than I did on day 1. And I really think that adding the setting powder and the primer, I think that has really helped me and my normal to oily skin type. help it wear a little bit better. And I'm hoping I'm going to get a good 10-hour wear out of this. For me and my typical workday, I want a foundation or a skin tint, whatever it is, to look good for at least 8 to 9 hours. I can understand after that, you know, it breaking down, not looking so great. But that is really what I need out of my foundation. And this skin tint looks absolutely beautiful right now. Zero complaints, midday check-in today, but I'll be back later for my final thoughts, my final review. And of course, I'll be comparing this to some more affordable options, some that I've recently tried here on my channel. And hopefully that will help you decide which lightweight serum-like foundation, skin tint, tinted moisturizer is going to be best for your skin type and your pocketbook. So stay tuned. All right, guys, this is the final check-in of the new Fenty Beauty EAZE Drop Skin Tint. This is after 10 hours of wear on day 2. What do you guys think? I think from here, the distance that I'm at from the viewfinder here on my phone and all that, I think it looks nice. I think it looks smooth. I did not get as oily today as I did yesterday, so I definitely think if you are a normal to oily skin type, you're gonna want to set this with powder, especially on your T-zone, wherever you get the most oily. That is the place for me, especially my nose. And I don't think my nose looks bad at all. I think my forehead, look at my forehead. If you remember from yesterday, I was really shiny, and today I'm not. Today I feel like I just have a nice glow, like a nice dewy complexion going on. I think it's a very lightweight skin tint, as it should be, because all skin tints should be lightweight. I don't feel like I have anything on my face. Like, it doesn't feel cakey. It doesn't feel like I have makeup on. It's just very, very comfortable. I think shade 3, which is the one I picked up, perfect match for my skin tone. I do think it is smoothing. I do think it is blurring just the way it claims to be. I was outdoors yesterday. It was hot. There was humidity, and it wore just fine. I don't feel like I lost any coverage yesterday. Although I don't feel it looked that great at the end of the day versus today. But again, you have to remember, yesterday I didn't apply any powder. I didn't apply any primer or anything like that. So I know, had I been outdoors today, which lo and behold, we got a cold front today, or a cool front. I shouldn't call it a cold front. It's a cool front because we're like in the 60s. So there's no way I can go outside right now and test the humidity and the heat factor. But I absolutely think if I was wearing all of this yesterday, being outdoors the way I was, I definitely think it would have held up just fine. I think everywhere looks pretty smooth, and you can definitely still see that there is coverage on my skin. The things that I don't like right now is that it's still cakey right in here, and right in here it is settling into the pores. Now, that could be the powder. I use the Fenty Pro Filt'r powder. This powder is not one of my favorites, and I just reached for it because we were trying a Fenty skin tint. And then it could also be the concealer, because this Fenty concealer is also not one of my favorites. But I wanted to use these just because they are Fenty products. I wanted to see how they were going to go with their new little sister here, the EAZE Drop Skin Tint. But I don't think I will be pairing those two products again with this one. Now, as far as this product moving around on the skin, I noticed that more yesterday versus today, and it was just on my nose. And of course, that is the oiliest place on my face, so that probably had something to do with it. It did settle a little bit again today in the smile line I have right here, but it's not bad. I have other foundations that it's really noticeable with. With this one, this being such a lightweight formula, it's hardly noticeable at all, and you can just tap your finger on it and pat it out. No problem there. Around my mouth area, you can see already where it's kind of like breaking up a little bit. You know, it's just showing its signs of wear. It has been 10 hours. I've had lunch. I've already had dinner. So it's definitely showing wear. I think you can definitely get a good 8-hour wear out of this new skin tint, providing you do go in with your primer and your setting powder and of course your favorite setting spray. Maybe even touch up during the day if you feel you need to, although I didn't do any touch-ups today and I still think my skin looks pretty great. Now, in thinking about the other foundations that I've tried from Fenty, because the only one I haven't tried is the powder, the glow or the hydrating foundation that they have absolutely didn't work for me. Like, that didn't work at all. The Pro Filter, the mattifying foundation, that works fantastic on my skin. I just don't have it right now because I discarded it because of age. And now this one is really nice. I enjoy it. I think if you're looking to try something from Fenty that's more of like a base product, and maybe you haven't tried any of their foundations yet, I actually think this would be a pretty great place to start. I think if you were to pick this up, maybe pick up a bronzer, a cream blush. This is the cream gloss bomb. That is what I have on right now in the shade Fenty Glow. These things are awesome. I definitely think the EAZE drop is a nice way to introduce Fenty to your stash. Now, for those of you out there who have normal to dry skin, I think this might work out really well for you. It's not mattifying. It's more of a natural finish, and it's such a lightweight formula that I don't think you're gonna find that it clings to any of the texture or dry patches or whatnot on your skin. I also think it's going to provide pretty decent coverage. It does say light to medium coverage, and I did build it up to where it got to, I think, a true medium coverage. So I was happy with that. I definitely think this could work for every skin type out there. And I think it's just all gonna depend what other products you pair with it. I really liked it today with the Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. I thought it did a great job with that. But again, I am not gonna be pairing it with these other Fenty products. I will go in with some of my other favorite concealers and powders when I reach for EAZE drop again, because I most certainly will. Overall, guys, I think Fenty did a great job with this new skin tint, and it's getting a thumbs up from me. I think the price point of $29 is a pretty fair price point for Fenty Beauty products. Their foundations tend to be a little bit higher priced than that, so it was nice to see something that is under $30, and you are getting 1.08 fluid ounces. Now, with all that said, guys, you know I like to give you all alternatives, other options if you don't want to shell out the $29 for this product. I have you covered. Some of the things I'm going to show you, you might already have them in your stash, or you might be eyeing them already. I'm going to reintroduce this NYX, bear with me, Luminous Tinted Skin Serum. I did review this a week ago today. I will have it linked up above. This is a very lightweight, very thin, like a skin tint. Now, this doesn't give you the coverage that the EAZE drop gives you, but if you're looking for something just to kind of diminish the redness, just to kind of even out the skin tone without actually covering like blemishes, dark spots, or what have you, then this might be something that you want to reach for. I want to say this is $17 or $15. It's around that price point, but you guys always know you can find NYX on sale at Ulta, and that's where I picked this one up. Now, another product that a lot of you might have, because I know this is a well-loved product, this is the NYX Bear With Me. This is a tinted skin veil. I have not tried this like for a full day's wear, but this is also like a lightweight foundation, a lightweight skin tint. I do think that the Fenty is going to provide more coverage than this one does. But if you have this already, you might not feel the need to go out and purchase the Fenty one. Likewise with the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. Oh my goodness. This is $5 and it's absolutely worth every single penny. This is hydrating. It has hyaluronic acid. It has squalene in it. This just does an amazing job, and it's oil free. I think this could very well be a good dupe for the Fenty skin tint. I'm going to leave it up to you, but as far as coverage, I think they are very similar. And as far as finish and how they like blur and smooth the skin, I absolutely think for $5, you can't go wrong with this Wet n Wild one. A couple other honorable mentions I want to throw out there are these two beauties right here. This is from Catrice. This is the Clean ID Hydro BB Cream. This has 99% natural ingredients and it is vegan. Very lightweight formula. It does provide a good light to buildable medium coverage. And I picked this one up from Ulta Beauty. And then this one is one of the newest ones to my stash. This is from Undone Beauty.
Beauty, and this is the Unfoundation Glow Tint plus Skin Loving Coconut Extract. This is more of a lighter coverage. This can be built up slightly, but not as much as the Fenty one can. So if you reach for this one, you might feel the need to spot conceal certain areas, and of course, there's no harm in doing that. But I do think they're similar in finishes and in what they do and how they wear on the skin. Now, this next product I've talked about several times on my channel. I've even reviewed it on my channel, so some of you might have it already. This is the Smashbox Halo Healthy Glow All-in-One Tinted Moisturizer. This one does have SPF of 25. This is beautiful. This is definitely a medium coverage, maybe even, no, it's not bordering on full, but it's definitely a nice medium coverage, very smoothing, very blurring. You do have that added protection of the SPF, and this wears beautifully throughout the day. It'll get you a good 10-hour wear. I think this is a very good alternative with the SPF option, although this one is $10 more than the Fenty one is. And one last thing I want to say, guys, in case you're on the fence, in case you're wondering, well, I wonder, which Fenty foundation Steff thinks is the best, I'm going to give it to this one. I really enjoyed wear testing this, and I feel like it was just easier and more comfortable to wear than the Pro Filt'r Matte, which is of course a full coverage foundation. The hydrating one didn't work for me at all. And then some of you might not be into powder foundations the way I am. I think this is a very nice addition to the Fenty Beauty foundation line. Leave me your thoughts, guys. Leave me your comments down below and let me know what you thought. I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. You all have a great day or night, wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, guys. Drink your water. Cheers. And I will see you all very soon. Bye.